What is up, beautiful family? Hope you guys are having a great Friday evening. Took some action today, got better. One, basic things. Today, we're going to be talking about how to build lasting relationships, whether it be friends, girlfriend, boyfriend, doesn't fucking matter. Okay, so let's get into it. So, first things first, we're going to try to speed run through this video because I'm hungry and your boy wants to eat. So, we're going to speed run. So, number one, communication is key. Yeah, of course, we hear it all the time that you need to talk to your partner. You need to communicate about how you're feeling. But it isn't just talking, right? It's listening. I mean, really listening, right? You have to understand that active listening is going to help you in all relationships of your life. I've noticed that you giving full attention instead of, yeah, looking at your phone, yeah, is going to help you significantly. And it doesn't matter what kind of relationship this is, but you being able to be full and intent into that conversation is going to help you a lot. Yes, nod your head, open body language, hold eye contact, whatever the case may be, but you have to understand that the communication that you have with your partner is extremely important. You have to hear what they're actually saying. So a little exercise for this is in your mind, instead of thinking of another question to ask, think of what they're saying. Okay? Think of what they're talking about. Produce what they're talking about so you can ask another question about what they're talking about. Okay? This is also going to help you avoid sleeping on the couch. Okay, if you know how to listen to your partner and listen to the friendships and just be attentive in that situation, it will help you significantly. Okay, number two, trust and honesty is extremely important. Be honest, whether it's about how you feel, what you want, or even admitting that you messed up. The truth is built, or trust is built on truth. Trust isn't something you can put on cruise control. It has to be built and maintained over time. If there's no trust, there's no relationship. Also, maybe don't check each other's phones. That's just a whole other kind of drama that you don't need. Just trust your individual partner that they're doing the things that they need to be doing, and if you don't trust them, I would say go along with your gut feeling and leave. Okay? Because this is going to save you a ton of time in that phase of I don't trust you and you don't trust me. What are we even doing? There's no point. Okay? So if you get those gut feelings, don't be some investigator, because I've learned the hard way that usually you don't feel the best after you find some stuff out. So if I would rather not know and just leave and trust the gut feeling, because 99% of the time the gut feeling knows exactly what's going on. But you guys have to be able to trust each other, tell each other everything, open up early, be vulnerable early, right? And I'm not saying to sit here and cry and do all this crazy work stuff, but if you ask the right questions and get them comfortable in that situation, they will trust you. Vice versa. Okay. Just don't be afraid to open up a little bit. Okay. Now, number three is respecting each other's space. This is extremely important. If you guys want to grow together, there needs to be alone time. You guys cannot be all over each other all the time, doing the crazy shit that you guys do all the time, right? You guys want to just sometimes be in the same house, but leave each other alone, right? Let her do her thing and let you do your thing, or let him do his thing and you do whatever, right? This is extremely important though, so you guys don't burn yourselves out being with each other. And I understand that relationships, like, you guys are going to be with each other a lot. And this is why alone time is extremely important. If your partner is sitting here reading a book, go read your own book or go watch a TV show. I don't know. Okay. But you guys should not be with each other 24/7 all the time. It's just, it doesn't make sense to do that, because in itself, you guys are kind of burning the connection that you guys had, because you guys are with each other for so long. And I've learned from experience that, like, hanging out with somebody every single day is gonna burn the attraction that you have for them, which sucks to say, but it's like there's no more mystery. Okay, and this brings me to number four. Keeping the mystery alive. So surprise each other. It doesn't matter what you guys are doing. Go on, random dates or random vacations or buy random flowers. Just keep the mystery alive. You don't want to do it where the first date she knows everything about you already. That's just ridiculous. Okay, those first four or five dates should just kind of still be like playing around, right? Not necessarily too serious. Like if she asks you, oh, what do you do for work? If I told you, I'd have to kill you. Very simple things, right? It's understanding each other, but understanding not fully. Okay, it could be leaving a note or just add some excitement, right? You have to keep your partner guessing, and not in a bad way where they're guessing like if you're sleeping around and doing all this crazy shit. Not like that. But you have to keep the mystery alive. You have to keep that energy alive because if not, it's just gonna end up like everybody else's relationship. Okay, and that really isn't the key. Okay, like don't ever get comfortable in a relationship to the point where you stop doing the things that you were doing in the beginning. For example, taking them out to a date, leaving a note on their car, giving them flowers. I don't know, dude. Whatever. But most relationships die out because people, mostly dudes, stop doing that shit. And I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but I'm trying to help you guys out live and have good relationships because around here we don't sleep around. We're here for the long run. Okay. So also, I think this is 5. I don't remember, but know when to apologize and mean the apology. Okay. A real apology is more than sorry you feel that way. It's about acknowledging where you went wrong. And yeah, sometimes you apologize for things that you don't even remember doing. But that's relationships. If you want to get into that, go for it. But you have to understand to apologize for the things that you messed up on. If you lack communication or if you lack the consistent uh, effort of seeing them, what do you think is going to happen? Okay. So know when to say sorry and know when to pick up your balls and be like, damn, I messed up. I'm sorry. Very easy, man. It's going to save you a lot of arguments. It's going to save you a lot of fighting over time, just knowing when to apologize. Okay. And I'm not saying to apologize for everything. You don't want to be some soy boy bitch, vice versa. This goes for girls and boys, dudes and women, men and women. It goes for both of you guys. Okay. This video is literally for both genders, so take it how you want. Okay. Number 6, whatever you guys do not keep score. Don't be over here, oh, well, I paid for the last dinner, so now you have to do it. Relationships aren't competitions. And if your partner is trying to compete with you, they're not the one. If they're trying to one up you, they're not the one. Okay. So it's not about who did the dishes or who paid for dinner last. If you're always keeping track, it stops being about love in a weird game of who's the better partner. And spoiler, nobody wins that. Like I just said. Okay. So you guys have to understand that like the competition and shit, like if your girlfriend or if your wife or whatever is trying to compete with you, you have to leave because in itself that's a sign of disrespect and it goes both ways. Okay. There's just a lot of things that you guys shouldn't be keeping score on. Stop bringing up things from months and months and months ago that people don't even remember. Just stop. Just stop doing that. Whoa, you remember when you did this? Okay. And now, I mean, this is going to be a little side rant, but arguing it's going to be, it's going to happen, right? It's definitely going to happen. But you have to understand that both you guys have to have emotional intelligence to not sit here and yell and scream and throw shit at each other. Just calm down. That's really all it is, and that's all it comes to is you being able to talk like adults and not like teenagers, right? This is the whole point of this. Arguments are going to happen, but you have to understand that you knowing how to handle them and your partner knowing how to handle arguments are going to be extremely important. Okay. So throwing a tantrum or giving the silent treatment, whatever the case may be, it's not the move. Talk about it, and move on. Find solutions and move on. It's that simple. Instead of holding grudges against your partner, instead of holding grudges against the person that you apparently love, move on. And I truly believe before you even get into relationships, you should understand your attachment styles and you should understand who you are as a person, because nobody's going to find that out for you. So you have to do it for yourself, right? You being and having the intelligence in yourself, not being able to, not crashing out, not doing all this crazy stuff all the time, is going to help you significantly. Okay. And everybody always says it, right? Like emotional intelligence, but they really don't know how it is. For example, I was at the gym, and I mean, some guy treated me like he was a celebrity, and I don't like that. That's like my big pet peeve, but I know how to control myself and just be like, cool, whatever. I don't really care. Like, I'm not gonna throw my life away for you, okay? So you guys not throwing stuff, not yelling, because in term, all that does is make it worse. You sitting here screaming at her, screaming at him. It's a complete waste of time. Just understand who you are first and understand what your set offs are before you get in a relationship. Okay. So now, growing together. People evolve over time. If you're not growing together, you will grow apart. This doesn't mean you have to do everything together, like being that weird gym couple that you see that are wearing the same damn clothes. Okay. Unless you're into that, I don't really judge. I could care less. Okay. But the change is inevitable, right? It's going to happen. Everybody changes over time, but make sure you're both growing. That complacency stuff is extremely disgusting. You getting into a relationship that you've been praying for, and then you let go of yourself. And then you finally get into that and you start eating like trash, or you stop going to the gym, or you stop working on the business. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it is. But you putting complacency first is it's going to put a wall between you and your partner. Okay. You have to grow individually by yourself and together as a whole, right? Whether it's learning new things or setting goals as a couple, right? Don't get stuck in a rut. Don't be complacent. Remember, stagnant water stinks, and so do stagnant relationships. So, it's really simple. If you guys have goals, make sure that your guys' visions align with each other. Like, for example, if you are an entrepreneur and your girlfriend is, I don't know, a nurse, and your visions don't line up, it's probably not going to work out. I'm just saying, just putting that out there. It's probably not going to work out. If you guys don't have the same sort of vision lined up with you guys, it's probably not going to work out. Okay. So now this kind of ties into what I was just saying about complacency, but being thankful, and don't be taking each other for granted. Okay. Because you'd be surprised how many people are out here single. And if you have a great relationship, do not take it for granted. Do not go and cheat on them because they're treating you too good. Don't do that. If you have to, if you feel like if you want to leave that relationship, communication is key. Stop doing all this hookup shit behind your partner's back. It's just a waste of time. Okay. And it's really easy to get comfortable and start expecting things like they're owed, like payments. And this is the same thing of stop keeping score, right? The same damn thing. But relationships are built on appreciation, right? Saying thank you or doing the small acts of kindness are going to help you significantly. Remember, even the superhero, your favorite superhero, needs a pat on the back sometimes. So just be appreciative. If they hit their goal, go out to dinner with them or something. I don't know. Just be appreciative, man. Just give love back instead of only taking it. Because that was a mistake that I made, was only taking it and not giving it back. Okay. So the worthwhile questions. This is extremely important. You guys have to have a connection way before. And this is by asking questions. So before you get into relationships, your communication should be really good, and articulation should be really good. You shouldn't be stuttering. You shouldn't be using filled words. You need to know how to ask meaningful questions, though, deep questions that can resolve something. Because in that moment, it's going to build trust and a space for people to open up, a space to have your biggest fears thrown out on the table, your biggest vulnerabilities for both sides, right? But you have to understand the room, right? If it's not the time to start talking deep and asking deep questions, don't do it. Okay. But that was a mistake that I made, was being that boring guy that was like, how's your day? How's your day? How's your day? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? And at the end of the day, the girls are going to get tired of that, or the guy is going to get tired of that, whatever it may be. They're going to get tired of that. So your ability to ask deep questions, and what helped me a lot was sales. I understand people, and I understand the psychology of people, and I understand how to ask emotional questions that make people think. Okay. And it ties up back to the thing. Sales has helped me with active listening as well. I keep my mouth shut when other people are talking, taking notes, even in silence. If someone's looking at me dead in the face, I can hold silence for 10 minutes without a problem. Okay. And now the last one is keeping the intimacy alive. And this doesn't just have to be the physical aspect of it, because if the relationship is only feeding off of physical intimacy, it's not a good relationship in my eyes. I think if you guys have to do that stuff all the time, it's not that good of a relationship. But don't let it fizzle out, right? Doing it constantly, it's probably not good for you, but doing it in moderation is gonna help you guys stop letting the things fizzle out and not get tired of each other, right? But it's also emotional and mental intimacy as well, like sharing your thoughts or feelings. And yes, make time for the physical connection, but you have to understand the human psychology of people, and how women work and how men work, vice versa. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you are watching this. I don't really care. But your ability to understand people and understand the laws of human nature are going to be amazing. Okay. So you're not getting manipulated and getting shit on, and you don't even know it. So I hope you guys have a great Friday night. You know, please don't go do anything stupid tonight. Please just, if you want to go out, do social shit, go to the grocery store. But don't do anything stupid. Don't go to the bars, clubs, etc. Stay home. Mind your own freaking business. Okay. Hope you guys have a great Friday night. That was my little tips on how to build relationships. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. But Nathan Brooks is out. Oh, wait, for that, I'm going to put a video right here about how society is failing. Great watch, I think. So if you want to watch that, go watch it. Not cool. Nathan Brooks is out though. Boom.